So how easy though is it to do that in different categories? Because I mean, you could spend forever on helium-10. You could spend forever on Amazon. So how easy is it? How time consuming?
So for a beginner, that's been a while back for me, but I found my first product and had it ready to be shipped into Amazon within a month and a half of taking a course. So I had watched YouTube videos beforehand and learned how most of it worked. I invested in the course to be now my money's committed. I need to make this back, and then followed it through. It took me a month and a half. Nowadays I could find a new product or 2 products in an hour, and then know how to contact my suppliers, narrow it down from 10 to 5 to 3 to my best supplier who gives me the best price, negotiations, and then make it happen. So, but I mean, you can find products kind of easily. It's just you have to think outside the box, and you can't just look at what everyone else is selling. You got to look at the frequently bought together products. And how I devised the bundle of the party kit was I looked for individual items that were selling really well on their own, like a big birthday banner or these special type of balloons. And then I just pulled those and a photo backdrop. I pulled these things from different kits and selling on their own. And then I compiled it into my own and made my own custom kit. Spent an hour and a half making photos on the free website Canva, where you can edit photos and super easy. And then boom, my whole listing took me like I said, a week to find and make. But that's after being Amazon for a while. So I offer my own course and everything, and I teach people and all that. So I get on calls. I don't have the YouTube channel with 300,000 or even 30,000 people or even 10,000. So I'm able to actually get on and help people one-on-one kind of thing. And that's what you can't really find. So that's my separation factor beyond the great content that's in it. And then I'll help you find a product after you finish watching the video, so we're on the same page kind of thing.
So for everybody listening, Luke's unique selling proposition is definitely that he's going to give you one-on-one time. And sort of like when you call my office, I am going to answer the telephone and I am going to answer your trademark questions. So I definitely like that, and small business owners, I think, will really, really appreciate that. So you've already mentioned 2 tools. You mentioned helium-10 and Canva. Can you share with other people what other tools have helped you, whether they're free or paid?
Yeah, so I like to use Google Sheets as well to keep track of my daily profits. And I go the minimalist route with having as few tools as I possibly can, because the more you have, the more you're going to get into analysis paralysis, looking at all these numbers, not knowing what to do. Yes. So I started with Jungle Scout, and that's the same thing that'll show you the sales and demand or competition, but they literally doubled their price. So I don't know what happened with that. And helium-10 gives you 50 free uses of their Chrome extension. That's the special tool. And then you can buy an a la carte package, which you can choose and pick and choose from each thing. And with my discount, it's literally $18 for a month. So it's pretty cheap. And then that's all I really pay for. Like I said, Canva's free. I do Canva to make all my YouTube thumbnails and edit product photos. And you can get photos from your supplier. I have other tips on that too, but yeah, I don't really use that many other tools to come to think about it. You can use Fetcher, something like that, to keep track of your accounting instead of Google Sheets. But yeah, I've been able to kind of maintain everything good on my own, staying organized. I'm the kind of guy that won't let one notification slide on my phone. I need everything answered. No 3,000 messages on my phone in the inbox. It's always cleaned.
If you don't mind me asking, have you cleared 6 figures? I want to give people a realistic expectation of where they can be after they've invested the time you have.
Yeah. So actually, I can show you, because Amazon just gave me this thing so I can now look at my sales for the past year. So I've cleared 6 figures, and I was doing $30 grand a month until my product had that restriction. So yeah, let me break it down. So basically, I had this product restricted, and Amazon basically, I fought them for 5 months basically to get this thing back on my original listings. I instead had to reinstate the listing, do it on my own. and relist it. So the first year, I basically, I made like 80K or something in sales on the first year. That was only towards the end of the year when I got into my high ticket product. And then you can see, like, I'll be super transparent. So let me try and see. You see the big bars. That's when I was hitting like 25, 30K a month. And then the bar where it's going down a bit, that's where like Amazon took my product away halfway through that month. And then I literally died for like 5 months in between there. And now it's just starting up on the other side with my low ticket product. So the high ticket one is now back in stock and everything, and I'm just getting reviews on it, and it's doing really well so far. Like, I'm happy. I just sold out too fast though, and the test order, I sent in a small amount to see if they were going to do anything with my listing, which they didn't. And so once that's selling, like, I'm doing, like I said, only 10K a month right now, but I've had months where it's like 30,000 a month. So for a new seller, I've seen like some of my students have taken off and made like 30,000 in profit a month. They were doing like 70 grand in sales a month with like 3 products. And their big thing was they just did 2-packs of certain products that made sense, and no one had a 2-pack, and he charged it at a competitive price. So, it's so hard to say what's realistic for any new person, because everyone comes, like I said, from a different background and a different work ethic, but you got to put time in. And if you get a course with a mentor, like, and you actually ask them questions, there's not too much you won't be able to get going like pretty fast. Like, I just had a student, like I showed in that video, I did a little coaching call with him, and then he went from 1 to 2 sales a day to 6 to 8 sales a day, like immediately afterwards. So, it was just a simple thing. He had his product price way too high, and I said, bring it down for a second so you can get sales and start ranking. He brought it down for 1 day. It hit like 8 sales, and then he raised the price up slowly, and it's still continuing those sales. So, it's hard to say.
So do you think that your method is pretty much fail-proof? Like, will everybody who takes your course at least have some kind of consistent sales, even if it's not like the best case scenario?
Yeah, you're going to make sales no matter what, unless you get a restricted product, which my course dummy proofs that, so that doesn't happen to you. And like, I've gone through it, like I showed you. Not a lot of people will just show you like, this is the major setback I had. But I like to show that to show I know now what not to do, and I'm never going to make that mistake again, and especially I won't let it happen to my students. So like I said, the party decoration kit, those don't even get refunds. I sell them and they use them and they throw them away. So there's all these criteria that goes into finding a good product, and electronics can get more refunds and more of a liability, all that kind of stuff. But if you go through me and I tell you, and I'm watching what products you're choosing, I'll give you the advice to like make it work. And then we'll use some URLs or some ranking and whatever, and then you should be making sales as long as you have good images. But there's always stuff to tweak and optimize. So if it's not working, there's always something you can do to make it start selling. Like
So how much is your course, and where can people find it?
My course is $497, and I priced it that because that was the price that I paid for my first course, even though it was half as long, and I never really got to talk to the guy. He gave me like 2-word responses. He was just too big on YouTube. And the course is at Amazon Seller Pro. If you just type that in on Google, Amazon Seller Pro, you'll be able to find it, or on my Instagram, which maybe you'll link down below, or even the course down below, or the YouTube. Like, any of those places, it's an intermingling feedback loop that'll take you through everything. Like, that
yes.
So.
And we'll link all this, don't worry, so that people know exactly where to go.